What's going on, everybody? Goody from Goody's Resale here. Today's video is going to be a video about my personal collection. We're going to do the top 10 Batman covers from my collection. I have a lot of Batman books. It was very hard to narrow it down to this many. So hopefully you enjoy it, and let's take a look at what we got. All right, so we're going to start off with an honorable mention. I couldn't get this one into the top 10, but I love the cover and I wanted to show it. So we're going to add it in the little honorable mention part here. And that first book is Batman number 188 from 1966. This is the first appearance of the Eraser. Again, honorable mention. Just love the cover. An interesting supervillain, the Eraser. And just Batman and Robin there getting erased. So you can't beat a little minor key, and just like the cover. All right, now to start off the list, at the number 10 spot, a Batman cover with one of the more iconic villains on it. And that's going to be this one here. This is Batman number 179 from 1966. This is the second Silver Age appearance of the Riddler. Again, Riddler, one of the more iconic villains from the Batman series. And again, just a nice cover. Not in the greatest shape, but, you know, for this old of a book, the cover presents fairly well. And I do enjoy it. That's why it's at the number 10 spot. In the number 9 spot, this is the only book that's not from the Batman series, but it does feature Batman in it. This is World's Finest, number 156 from 1966. This is the first appearance of Bizarro Batman that you can see right there. Again, Bizarro Batman, Bizarro Superman, and the Joker here on the cover. This was one of my first keys that I collected. Again, Joker, Batman, and I'm a huge fan, and I love the cover, and that's why it's at number 9. The next book in the number 8 spot doesn't have any key significance to it, but the first time I laid my eyes on it, I had to have it. It is Batman 372 from 1984. The awesome yellow background with Death here. And Batman got himself into a little boxing match there. And just like I said, I saw this cover for the first time, knew I wanted it, had another copy of it. This is the upgraded copy. It's in fantastic condition. And I just love this cover. That's why it's number 8. Next book at the number 7 spot is a book that I purchased in a collection of comics. It was kind of a surprise when I saw it. It is a key issue. And again, just a total shock when I bought it with this collection that had 300 plus books in it. It just happened to be in there. And that book is Batman number 386 from 1985. This is the first appearance of Black Mask. Again, a yellow background. I am a sucker for yellow backgrounds. Yellow being my favorite color. And again, just happens to be a pretty significant key. The first appearance of the Black Mask from 1985. And that's why it's number 7. So a little story about the next one. That's why it is as high as it is. This book I got from a friend of mine. He was trying to sell off a collection of his late brother-in-law. And I was just lucky enough to be there at the right time when he was looking to sell. Definitely respected the wishes of them. The book. It told them that it would probably never leave my collection. This is one of the first Joker cover Batmans I owned. And again, just has a lot of sentimental value to me. It is Batman 286, newsstand copy, covered by Jim Aparo. This is, again, one of the first Joker books in my collection. Like I said, got it from a friend of mine whose brother-in-law had unfortunately passed away, and he had it in his collection. This is a very important book to me. It'll be a mainstay in my collection forever, and that's why it's in the number 6 spot. All right, we've made it to the top 5. The next 5 books are my favorite Batman covers in my personal collection. This book, I got it on eBay. I watched it for a while. The price came down. It was right. I picked it up. I was happy to add it to my collection, and it is Batman number 200 from 1968. This is the first Neal Adams artwork in the Batman run. Neal Adams, iconic artist, obviously goes on to do some of the most iconic Batman covers out there. You may see one or two in this top 5. And again, just happy to have it. Love the cover. Just love Neal Adams covers. So that's why this one's number 5. Next book in the number 4 spot, a book that I was able to grab during a Whatnot sale. Happy to have it. I grabbed it early on in my collecting of the keys, and it is Batman 186 from 1966. This is the first appearance of Gaggy the Clown, who is Joker's sidekick. Again, just a lot of things that I love about this cover. The yellow background, obviously Joker, and it's a key. You can't go wrong, and that's why it's in the number 4 spot. All right, the next book in the number 3 spot, a book that I was able to acquire recently at the East of the River comic book convention. It was a book that was on my radar for a while. I figured that the comic show was going to be a good chance to find it. I did see many copies of it in there. Most of them were second printing, but I was able to get my hands on a first printing. You may have seen it in an earlier video, but it is Batman 423 from 1988, the iconic Todd McFarlane cover. Just when you think of Todd McFarlane and you think of Batman, you think of this cover here. It is one of the most iconic covers in the Batman run. Just the red background with the yellow moon and his flowing cape. Just a great cover to have. Was happy to have it, and that's why it's in the number 3 spot. All right, so the next one in the number 2 spot. This is a book that a while back decided that I wanted to build my collection with some major keys than what I had at the time. This one was the book that really started it off. Again, I was able to purchase it on eBay, and again, happy to have it. This is Batman 181 from 1966. This is the first appearance of Poison Ivy. Again, just a great book to have. One of the biggest keys I have in my collection. I thoroughly enjoy this book. Like I said, it does have a little bit of sentimental value as it kind of jump-started my collection for major keys. This one was the one that just started it all. Again, grabbed it on eBay. Condition is obviously not the greatest, but low grade is better than no grade, right? And I'm happy to have it in the collection, and that's why it's at number 2. Finally, the last book in the number 1 spot. As all of you know, I am a huge Joker Batman fan. And this book, which I was able to acquire recently, I acquired it from a comic book store, a local comic book store. I was able to trade some inventory that I had, graded comics and some minor keys to grab this book. Again, as a man who is a huge fan of Joker and Batman, this is kind of like the book that sums up, my collection, and some might even say was the holy grail of my collection now. It is Batman 251 from 1973, Neal Adams cover. This issue is credited for the revitalization of Joker to the Joker that we know now, the homicidal, crazy, lunatic Joker, instead of that comical, campy Joker that you had seen before this. He is the Joker we know now, and this book here deserves the #1 spot in my collection. Being such a big Batman and Joker fan, this book here is #1 on the list. And there you have it. That is the top 10 Batman covers in my personal collection, with Batman 251 being the #1 favorite cover that I have in my collection. If you enjoyed the video, leave a like, follow, and comment down below which of those ones is your favorite, and I'll see you on the next one.